Hello, cheers, Kevin here, and welcome back to Minecraft Agoraphobia. And I gotta be honest, I am a little trepidatious today because, man, we hopefully we're gonna wrap up our work on the oaf tool, or if not get it fixed up, we'll at least make enough progress that it'll work outside of OpenOS, and then there may be some stuff that I'll just go ahead and do kind of off camera to wrap all this stuff up. So yeah, for example, checking if files exist, if directories, checking all that stuff. I don't want to. We spent a long amount of time on this. This is the third episode that's kind of solely devoted to this tool, and I don't want to end up spending the entire time working on this. So it is time for us to look at. Wait a second. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. GitHub commit. It is time for us to get commit working. Okay, so yeah, we sort of prototyped exactly how this was supposed to look. Although I think actually I'm gonna make some changes to how this. We're assuming that some of the logic actually has to just exist inside the GitHub library, so we're gonna have to do most of our work there. We wrote this prototype, this kind of code skeleton up to give us something to do in the next episode. I'm gonna make some changes real quick. So the first thing is I'm gonna say GitHub. I'm not gonna say commit. I'm gonna say push these changes because, and then committing will be part of that. But I'm worried that if we say commit, then it's not clear that it's encapsulating more than just committing things. Another thing that I'm gonna do is since we have to write out a whole bunch of JSON anyway, I don't think there's any reason for us to have to put in these hard-coded values when we're creating our table of all of these changes. But yeah, basically what we are doing here is we're looking at any files that are staged to be changed. We are creating a list of tables that are just the path and the content, and then we are pushing up those changes through GitHub. So actually, yeah, there's only the one method that we need to write inside GitHub, and yeah. So, okay, let's go into our SRC. Let's go into github.lua. And we have these things here. Get entries in tree, blah, 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 blah. Let's write that function. So github.push, and this has to be changes. Oh, you know what? Actually, it can't just be changes. It also needs to meta.shortname. We need to pass it the repository information. So we'll say shortname and then the changes. Okay? So we went through this at the tail end of the last episode, which is just barely yet to go live. I'm trying to do these things a little more in advance because who knows how long they end up going. And it does take me a while to edit, particularly these types of episodes down, because yeah, I spend a lot of time just going and staring at the screen. I've got to kind of look through the audio waveforms to find all those. But we need to get the latest commit SHA. Then we need to create a tree. Well, we need to get the latest tree. Then we need to create a new tree using that as the base tree. Then we need to create a commit using that tree. And then we need to create, then we need to update master to point to that commit. And this was from some documentation that we found based on someone else doing something similar in the past. Let me pull that up. Yeah, so here we go. GitHub API commits. I'm not afraid of committing it. I automate it. This is from 2013 by Patrick McKinley, which is, I mean, very helpful that this is there. So getting the latest so get the SHA of the latest commit on the branch, which is, oh, so it's not just that we need to get, okay, so this is a couple steps. But yeah, okay, so here are the five. Here are the five. So let me swap those around because I like to have my code on the left for whatever reason because I'm weird that way. Let's go through. Let's basically try and copy paste this for the most part, and just try and get it to work, and then we can clean it up and make it nice. We're gonna do this where I think we are gonna use the curl command. We're gonna just shell out to that. Curl, I don't believe exists inside OpenOS. I don't have Minecraft running in the background right now to test it, but we'll go ahead and make the assumption that it doesn't. So we'll have to actually use the HTTPS API at that point. Okay, so to get the SHA of the latest commit, and in fact, you know what we can do here is, since we're testing this library, we can just say github dot push, and we'll just say gckw agoraphobia, and changes is going to be empty for now. Whoop, get up. Because we can, and then we can just test this, right? So just to verify, print testing, if I run Lua this file, there we go. Okay, so it runs this and it passes in this, well, we assume it passes in this arguments, but we're not going to test that Lua works the way that Lua is supposed to work. Okay, so let's say local response equals io.popen. And annoyingly, we have to popen to, so we have to open a process and then we have to read the buffer from that process. I want to kind of shorten that into one little helper function. So, and we'll eventually remove it, I think. Sorry, local function shell. And we'll give it a command, and this will just io.popen the command, and then read everything from it. So we'll just return that, just so I don't have to type the read multiple times, because I am lazy as all heck. So we'll print response. So response is going to be shell curl https. I forget what the I flag is. It's api.github.com. Repos, and then we have to add in short name, and let's see, /git/refs/heads/master. Okay, so this should hopefully give us something similar. Let's oh, I see. I forgot. I gives us the headers that are also set. But I don't care about the headers in this case, and maybe I should, but whatever. Let's go ahead and run. Actually, I'm going to set up a key binding real quick to say run this command. So we'll say clear and Lua this file character return. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so we get nothing. Print yo. Why does that? Oh, derp. There we go. Okay. There we go. We got the yo ref equals refs head master blah 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 object. Okay, so this is the SHA that let's see. So we need so this is the latest commit that has been made, and we need to get the tree that is associated with that commit. So the tree has to do with sort of the file system of the commit, but the commit is its own entity which has its own SHA. I think, if I'm understanding all of this correctly. Let's also make curl. Actually, you know what? Let's just say curl, right? And then instead, I'm just gonna say curl s ... command. So then I can type even less stuff. And so instead of saying shell, I'm just gonna say curl this. Haha! I like this. We're so smart and clever. Run it. There we go. Okay, so it prints that out, and hooray. Okay, so step one, we need to get the tree SHA. Blah blah blah. SHA is we're looking at for the object SHA. And so we need to do some pattern matching to get the SHA out of here. So yeah, we're missing the step here. Get latest commit SHA. And as a, for the reference, oh, right, we removed that print. For reference, if we look at the object that master is pointing to, that SHA is DE226. If I go ahead and say get status here, or actually if I say get log, you'll see, hey, this is the commit. This is the latest commit. It's the one that I just pushed up. It's add reset and status to oaf, and it happens to be that exact same commit SHA. So that at least makes some intuitive sense. Okay, we'll go ahead and continue here. So we've got that. We need to do pattern matching. So let's say resp match. Actually, I think extracting this to curl may be the smartest thing we've ever done, because then we can just write a different curl implementation. As has been suggested, we can try and abstract the things that are going to differ between OpenOS and plain regular Lua, so that it's, they're kind of individual functions that we're swapping out rather than having to replace stuff in a lot of locations. So I like that idea. Okay, so we are going to match for, we should go ahead and look for SHA and then that, and then I want to capture anything that is not a double quote, and more than one of those. And I don't even need to capture I don't even need to. What I've been doing when I've been writing these patterns is adding some of the trailing stuff, but there's no reason that we actually have to do that. So let's try printing that and seeing if we actually get it. There we go. Okay, we have extracted the commit. So we'll say local commit equals that. And in fact, we can probably even just go ahead and say, let me join these together. We'll say that and go there. Oops. Local commit equals curl this match blah 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 blah. I could make this screen smaller, but I don't know the environments in which you're watching this. I want to make sure that this is friendly for people who are watching on devices that are not crazy high resolution. Suppose we should actually, you know what I could do? Let me just split this way. There we go. That makes a lot more sense. And I do appreciate, I mean, we could obviously go through the GitHub docs, but given someone who's done kind of the exact same thing, hooray. Okay. You'll also notice that they are passing the access token. We could do that as well, but because we're just reading right now, we don't have to worry about it. We did pull down access tokens and personal access tokens and throw them into .github in our home directory. So we'll have to go ahead and read that from there. Okay. So the commit is that. Then if we go ahead and say repo blah, 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 git commit blah. Oh, so yeah, we're doing kind of just the show. So curl, yeah, we'll go ahead and say local r equals curl. And yeah, probably does make sense to, at some point, extract this to somewhere. Either a constant or even a function that just says, you know, so relative path or something. You know, or even a function that's just, hey, curl from the GitHub API, just to reduce duplication. But this is fine. So what we need is the tree SHA. And if we look at the response here, okay, so this one's going to be a little more of a pain in the butt because we've got a pattern match for tree and then we've got a pattern match for SHA, which is annoying, but that's okay. Okay, so we're going to say tree equals curl, and it's the short name, and then what was the rest of that URL? Yeah, so it's not refs. So refs is, I guess it's, yeah, just pointers, I guess, or some equivalent. Okay, so yeah, /git/commits/ and then we need to append in the commit. And then the pattern that we're going to match, unfortunately, even putting this on, redoing the split didn't particularly help us. So I guess we should be able to actually, this shouldn't be too bad. Let's go ahead and look for tree. And this is going to be that, and then an open brace. I don't know if I need to escape that. And then any arbitrary amount of white space. I don't know if that's going to work. Let's print tree and see if that works. Okay, nil. Let me try escaping that. No, that's still nil. Oh, I'm sorry. I said one white space. I mean an arbitrary amount of white space. Oh my goodness. Look at that. DE146. Really? That doesn't seem quite right to me. Let's look at, wasn't that the same as the commit? Let's see, print commit. No, it is different. Okay, let's print out the response just to make sure we're actually getting the right thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this, copy. R equals this, and then we'll go to that, and then we'll just print out R as well. Okay, oh. You know what? I'm gonna, let me open up tmux that I have easy scrolling, even though it's gonna void us a line of text. And then we'll go back to where we were at. I do need to figure out an easy way to go. Oh, I forgot tmux. Let me suspend this process and then immediately jump back into it from within tmux. If anybody's super familiar with tmux, that'd be great. All right, commit. Oh wait, we weren't even editing in here. We're editing in our GitHub Lua. Thank you for history. Wonderful. Okay. Let's run that again, and then we can scroll back up. Okay, so, yeah, it does say, hey, you're not verified. You're hitting this, and you're not verified, so shame on you. Okay, tree DE146. Okay, so that pattern does seem to work. We are matching tree and then that, and then any amount of white space, and then SHA, and then we're grabbing what's inside here. Cool. So now we have the tree of that, and the idea is we need to create a tree, and we need to use that tree as the base tree. Now the interesting thing is I think this may be a little bit different with if we were removing files, which right now we actually don't have the ability to do. We'll eventually want to update this to support that, but you know what? I think we'll take that for now because yeah. Okay, so we have the tree working just fine. You know, yeah, why not just go ahead and paste this in here as well, just to keep this more readable. com/repos. Yeah, curl, yeah, not command, but path is probably a better thing to call that. Nope. There we go, path. Okay, and now we should be able to remove at least this prefix. So hooray for that. That makes this a little more readable, not too super readable, but delete to, well, what did I just do? Delete to dot. Oh, no, fine. Right, because they're inner dots. Fine, okay. That's at least a little more comprehensible. I mean, ideally we could put the short name in there as well. Actually, you know what? Aha, let's do this. We'll put this in there, and then we can just throw that in there too. So, yeah, short name, get. Yeah, let's go ahead and make this as lazy as we possibly can. So we'll put this in here so it has access to short name. Does mean that every time you call push, we're going to redefine this function, but that's define a new version of that function in that context, but that's okay. Does mean that we can remove this and remove this. So we'll just say refs headmaster, and here we're just going to say commits. Yeah, cool. Okay, that's a little more readable. Okay, so we're getting the latest tree. Now we need to create a tree, and this is, yeah, we've got to actually write JSON. Okay, let's try and figure out an example here. We're going to hard code one, okay? We're going to say new tree equals, yeah, we're just going to use multi-line string syntax, I guess. So we'll have that and that closing our string. We'll say base tree is going to, is there, oh, there's no way for me to easily interpolate stuff here, is there? Okay, never mind. Okay, so we'll say local tree string equals that, and we don't need to use proper indentation. That's just something that happens to be done in that example. I'll go ahead and use the single quote just because then I don't have to escape everything. We'll go ahead and say there, and we'll say base tree and quote, and append the tree, and then append a closing quote and a comma, and then tree, nope, another double quote, tree, this, and then it's going to look like this. Okay, so this is kind of just this initial header stuff of that request body. Okay. Then, so we'll do some modification, so add stuff for each entry. And then we will need to say tree string equals tree string plus a closing array and closing array thing, closing that. Okay. Cool. So let's print tree string. Whoops. Just to see what that generates right now. And there we go. Okay, base. So it says we're building a base tree off of this initial tree, and here's the tree. I think if we were creating a new thing, we would basically have to copy over each entry. And you can pass content. You can also pass a, I think you can pass an ID as well. So we could just pull the old IDs and create a new tree that just happens to not include that one entry and doesn't have a base tree. So it's not going to overlay it on top. At least I'm hoping that's how this works. We're going to have to see. Okay. What I would like to do, so since we don't have the entries in here right now, or changes in here right now, I'm going to say let's create a fake one, and let's use kind of this exact example. So we'll say, I don't know, end to do. To do. I wish there was an easy, so to do and fix me are nice little highlighty things. I wish there was a nice easy way to indicate sort of kind of fenced areas of like, here's where you need to do stuff. But okay, tree string equals tree string plus an entry. So we'll go, it's going to look like that, and it's going to have a comma at the end of it. I think we'll probably get away with having an extra comma. We may not. Ugh. That, yeah, okay. We'll have to. It's an annoying thing about JSON being a weird standard, or not being a standard, really, is that it's very nitpicky about, hey, you can't have commas after the last item, which is a bit of a pain in the butt when we're looping over, because that means we have to pay attention to whether we are dealing with the last item or not, because they have to be written out differently. But okay, we'll say path is going to equal test file.txt, and we'll say comma mode is going to equal 100644, which I don't remember what that permission is, but that's fine. Type is blob. It's not a tree. And then the content is going to be, let's see, contents. But what I would like to, well, no, that's fine. Yeah, let's see. File contents. Does Lua have some sort of timestamp thing? Actually, it doesn't matter if it does, because we can go ahead and just append it ourselves. So I'll take that and then do io.popen date. So we'll just run the date command in Linux and read all of that. Because I want to make sure that if we run this multiple times, we can actually see the difference. So we'll then add, let's see, still need, let's see, that will close. Is that right? I think that's right. Cool. Okay, let's print our tree string now. Base tree is this, and the tree is path, text file this, mode, 10.644, type blob content, file contents at Thursday, September 27, 22, blah, 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 CDT. Cool. Okay, and it does add a new line because when we read the date command, there's a new line at the end of that because that's how bash works. Okay. Now we have to see if we can actually send this. And that's going to be a little bit interesting. We're not going to be able to reuse our curl here because we have to pass it different parameters. But that should be okay. So let's go ahead and try running that. So we'll say io.popen, and we'll say curl d for data, and that, and then we will add a tree string. And I don't think we have anything that's going to escape because we don't have any single quotes in here, so we should be okay. So we'll do that. We'll say, okay, so there was all the data. Thank you. And then, yeah, blah, 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 blah. This command is fun. Go ahead and just copy this. Boop, boop. And paste that in there. And of course, now we gotta modify it. Short name, get trees, and we do now need the access token because otherwise it's going to be angry. I suppose we can try this for now and just see what happens. We can say read all. Yeah. Say local resp equals that. So we'll look at the response, then we'll print the response. And in this case, I will go ahead and pass that -i so that we do see the headers that come back. Because I think that'll be helpful just as we're writing this. Let's see what happens. Okay, not found. Create a tree, documentation, blah, 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 blah. Tree, so it did not find the URL that we tried to hit. It said not found. I'm guessing that it's probably just because we don't have that access token. So let's get that access token. So to get the access token, we're just going to say access token equals, and then we have to add inside here popen. I mean, I suppose we could do io.read, but then we would have to know what the home directory is, which I think it's easier for us to just go ahead. Oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and just hard code this in here. We'll say io.open. Okay. Let's go ahead and say local token equals io.open. Let's see. It's not token, it's token file, because there's not a one-line read as far as I know. I'm going to say home eckw and then .github. And then I'll say local token equals io.read all. Fair enough. And then token file close. Or no, it's not io.read. What am I talking about? Token file read all. And I really hope there's not a new line at the end of that, because I don't fancy going through and cleaning that up. Actually, you know, we should just be able to replace that in any case, right? So we'll replace a new line character with empty. We'll just not even worry about it. So if it exists, then great. If it doesn't exist, then also great. So then in here, when we're saying access token, we'll just add the token. Okay. So hopefully that will do it. And of course, I'm not showing you the token. I mean, it doesn't matter if I do. I can go ahead and delete it. But let's see. Well, I guess now if I print the headers, I am going to show you that token, aren't I? All right, so I will have to go ahead and delete it. That's fine. Let's run this. Oh, nope. A bad argument to gsub. I did gsub wrong, I think. Yeah, not .gsub, but :gsub. And problems parsing JSON. Okay, so it did not like the JSON that it got, but it did. Okay, but we didn't get the same error, so we are at least hitting the right thing. That's awesome. All right, let's look at. Let's print out this tree string again and see if we have any immediately apparent invalid JSON. Oh, right. Immediately apparent invalid JSON. Base tree is this. Tree is this. We close there. That closes that. That closes that. That closes that. Let me go ahead and copy and paste this into a JSON validator, just so that we can be doubly sure we're not doing anything obviously dumb. All right, so JSON lint is the first item to come up in search, and it doesn't like this. Why doesn't like this? It doesn't like this line. It says, okay, true concept, expected string number true, false, got, blah, got undefined. It does not like, if I fix that, does that validate? Okay, yeah, it's fine with that. For whatever reason, it should, I'm curious as to why exactly that. Okay, well, fair enough. We all learned something today. Fair enough. We can go ahead and do the same gsub trick on here and remove that. So we'll say gsub new line with an empty string, and there we go. Now it exists there as an empty string, so we should be able to go ahead and run this again. And there we go. We got a response back. So cool. And look, it does show us a new tree. We need to get the SHA out of there, and we need to get the first SHA. Yeah. Okay, so we'll have to make sure to get the first SHA, I think. Well, whoops. I forgot I had that. I forgot I had that shortcut. There we go. All right. If we look at, so this sends the request. We need to, so we need that new tree SHA. And it does base it off of the old one as the base tree, and then it adds that modification. Now, of course, this hasn't made a commit. All it has done is created this random new tree. And I don't even know if we can delete that tree. It may just sort of exist in that repository now and be taking up GitHub data. But okay, that's fine. So we'll read that, and we'll say, we'll say local new tree SHA equals this, and then we've got to do some more matching. So I'm going to match the start of the string, and then that, and then, Actually, I wonder if I should it before, well, no, it's fine. Any amount of white space characters, from 0 to any, and then SHA, and that, and then this, and then capture anything that is not a quote character, please. more than one of those characters. Cool. Okay, let's try printing new tree SHA. Nil. Dang it. Okay. And I am going to go ahead and change this curl to silent. Oh, actually, that may be... Oh, yeah, actually, that would be exactly the problem, is because we're throwing the headers in there, we're not actually just getting the JSON response, we were also getting the headers, and so it was expecting the string to look differently than it actually looked. Let's try that one more time. I mean, it could be that there's still... No, there we go. All right, so there we go. We now have a SHA for a new tree. So that's exciting. I wonder if we get the same one each time. No, it's different each time. That's interesting. Oh, well, actually, no, that makes perfect sense because we're uploading different file contents because date is going to report different stuff. But okay, whew, we have a new tree SHA. So we've created a new tree. And I think, honestly, that is the hard part. So we now need to make another curl. And again, a lot of this I'll go ahead and extract out because this is messy and this has taken time. But I want us to at least get this wrapped up together. And then I'll go through and make everything pretty at some point. I don't know. Or maybe I won't, and we'll have to revisit it because there are problems. Okay. So the, let's see. What we need to do then is we need to send something. We need to send a commit message. We need to send the new tree. And then we need to send parents. Now, with a merge request, you can have multiple parents. We're not going to worry about that. We're just going to assume it's the master. It's the current master commit. So we will go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and write that one. io.popen curl sd. And we're going to pass, well, okay, let's make the data again. We'll say local, I can stop printing the tree string. We'll say local commit string equals this, and it's going to be message. We'll also do here message equals a test commit message, just so that we have an easy place to flag this as a to-do. So we'll have a message, and we'll add on to that message, and add on to that a comma, and tree. Comma, and tree is... this is gross. New tree SHA, comma, parents, there, and what was we just called it commit, right? Okay, yeah, so it's commit. And we could definitely rewrite our curl function to make it accept data and then do a different thing if we've passed in data. That's probably what we'll end up doing. But this is a good place to, yeah, that's something we can worry about later. Close that and close that and close that. Okay, there's our commit string. Let's let's print our commit string just to validate that that makes sense. Of course, we're creating extra trees all over the place. There you go. Message. I test commit. Oh, we're missing a close quote there. But otherwise, this looks good. Okay. So yeah, we're missing the close quote right there. Okay. So then we will IOP open, and the data is going to be a commit string. And now we need to figure out where exactly we're posting that to. And again, we could look all this up, but I'm lazy. And we are going to need the access token again. Oh yeah, we're just posting to commits. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and paste that in. Actually, let's steal from over here. I'll yank to the end of the line and paste that. Oh, what did I just... No, come back. Why did I delete all this stuff? No. Okay, so somehow I've done something dumb. Yeah, no, there we go. Okay, that's fine. Okay, whatever. I'm having Vim Vim issues at the moment. That's okay. That short name /git/commits, and then the access token equals token. Okay, so now, whew, that should work, and we'll go ahead and read that. And I think, so this, we're going to get back something. Yeah, and again, all that we care about is the SHA response. We need the SHA of the new commit. We're making a commit with that message based on the new tree. And we need to get the SHA of that, because then we're going to say, hey, your master branch now should point to this. And actually, while we're in the process of testing this, I should go ahead and open up a repository so we can actually see the latest commit. And right now, you'll see it is DE226F4, which we saw initially we can see it on the console, and we also saw it come back in the response. Read all, and we can use the exact same match, actually, in this case. Because we're looking for the SHA that is near the beginning of the file, please. So we'll say local new commit SHA is that. Oh, man. Okay. Do we test that? Print new commit SHA. Well, sure, why not? I mean, I guess by running this, we're making a commit that kind of exists in the ether. No, that didn't work. Okay, what happened? No. Sad. All right. Well, we'll need to look at the headers again. We switch that to I. Let's go ahead and remove this match for now and run it one more time. See what we get back. Not found. Not found. Am I hitting the wrong? Oh, I think I somehow have git commits in here twice. Yeah. Let's try that. Problems parsing JSON. Okay, it does not like the commit string. Let's print the commit string out again. Oh man, manually writing JSON is not fun, but oh well. We should write a JSON parser, right? That'll make everything easier. We didn't need to do both, but that's okay. Message tree equals this. Parents equals this. What the heck could be wrong with this? This seems very straightforward. I suppose we've got JSON lint to go ahead and tell us everything wrong with that. So let's paste this in. To do a test commit mess. Oh, I'm missing a quote at the beginning of the message. Okay. Never mind. A test commit message. So yeah, we need that there. Derp. And there we go. Okay, we actually seem to have we got something back, and it does have that SHA, so we can put the match back in. And we now have the new commit SHA. Okay, I'm going to assume that part works because we've already tested pattern matching. The last step is just updating the reference to refer to this. So we need to send it to heads master, blah, 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 blah. And ideally, you would send this as a patch request, though GitHub's API does suggest that anything that requires patch can also be a post request. So we're going to really hope, because otherwise, we're going to get, there's not a patch verb in OpenOS's HTTPS library. Usually you're using gets and posts. In theory, there's patch and delete and other commands that you can set over HTTP, but whatever. We're not going to worry about it. And it looks like, all we're doing is hitting ref/head/master with this SHA payload. So we should be able to just do that. Let's try this. io.popen. And actually, we don't even need to do that. We had another io. The one that doesn't, we don't need to grab, just os.execute. Let's try this. os.execute. Curl. And we can get rid of this -i and make it -s for shut the heck up. We'll do a -i here for now. And we will say -d for data. Say SHA. Let's go. Sorry, no. No, we need both of these. Gross. SHA. And I'm not going to put the space in there because why bother? And we will concatenate on the new commit SHA. And do that and that and that. And that's the end of our data part. And then we just need the URL, github.com, repos, short name, /git, git/refs/heads/master. Of course, if we were trying to push up to a different Git branch, but we're not. So we're not. I'm not even gonna worry about it. Shut up, Kevin. Okay. There, and add on the token. And this should basically say, hey, master should now be this. That's all. We're done here. So, all right, I'm nervous, but let's try running this. Boom. Okay, we got a response back. The real proof now is via the web UI. Let's see. Ah, a test commit message. This is the latest thing. So look at that. That's fantastic. And we have this test file.txt, a test commit message. And if we run this again, we should see it update. We should see another commit made. And if we run this, yeah, the timestamp is different. Awesome. And now, of course, if I go back and look at these commits, or no, that's not where I look at commits on the UI. Yeah, commits, 72 of them. Wow, I've been busy. 2 of these commits have happened. A test commit message, a test commit message. So that's awesome. And now, just because I'm curious, so I'll go back and reset our Git repository at the end of this testing, so that this stuff doesn't exist up on the GitHub repository. I want to see if we can break stuff. What happens if we don't pass? Because if we do remove files, then using the base tree is going to be a problem. So what happens if we just don't include a base tree? I'm going to say local tree string equals base tree. Well, no base tree. So just tree that. Yeah, that's all. Okay. My hope is that what this would do is create a tree that basically would create a commit that ends up with only that text file in it. So it should ideally remove everything else out of this repository, I hope. Let's see what happens. Okay, it has done something. And look at that. That is absolutely right. That is what it has done. We've created a new tree without using that as the base tree. If we look here, and if we look at the differences, oh no, it's just browsing at that point in history. That's fine. If I look here, what? I'm confused. What? Test file, blah, blah, blah. Commits. There we go. That's what I was looking at. Okay, yeah, and it shows all of these files being deleted. Okay. Let me try one last thing. This is not something that we're going to do together, but to try and figure out the strategy of if we wanted to copy over the contents of a file, if we wanted to remove one file, but keep the rest of them there, because obviously this isn't the case of what we actually want to do. Let me put this one back in. Say, remove all except what we've just added. And we don't want to send up the contents of every file every single time and just construct a brand new tree from scratch every single time. That's wasteful. I want to see, so we have the result of this tree. I want to see if we look at the response, I wonder if we can just grab some information out from there and throw that into our new tree and have it keep it. So let's see here, print, let's just say print curl commits commit. Actually, no, I guess I would need to grab the tree, wouldn't I? Well, we'll see. Let's return one so we don't do more stuff after that. What? Expected an end. Oh, right, it doesn't. All right. If true, return, then return one end. Stop your whining, Lua. Okay. This is what we get back. Okay, so we would actually have to, I think, look at this tree. Okay, well, actually, let's just manually look at it. We won't try and do it through our script just yet. Well, actually, yeah, we'll keep that open. Let's create another. And let's just go ahead and curl that. So this has, oh, well, that's not helpful right now. Let me go ahead and reset. Let's reset. So if I can go ahead and say git push origin master, and I'll say -F, that's going to say forcibly push up my stuff as the the latest, which means, boom, everything is now back. So I'm ignoring basically all of the changes that have been made. What did I just do? Oh, there we go. Okay. Now if we request info about the repository again, oh, derp, I don't need the latest tree. I need the, let's see, say get refs heads master. Was that right? Yeah, okay, so this commit, let me get, let's pull down info about that commit, and then we'll get the tree. What? Not commit, commits. Bum. And there we go, tree. Tree has this SHA. Okay, so now we can look at trees with this SHA, because that other SHA was based on the state of having only that one file. Okay, let's try. Let's see, URL, blah, 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 blah. I think we might be able to pull this off. Let's see. I also want to look here. I wonder if it mentions it inside here when we're creating the tree. Creating a new tree, blah, blah, blah. Base tree, an array of hashes representing the details for the changes you're making. Documentation for the blah, blah, blah. Okay, so no, they're just assuming you're going to pass content. I think you can pass tree. So the tree requires you have to pass in a path, a mode, a type, a SHA, and content potentially. Okay, so you can, tree.SHA, what? Okay, so you can use either the SHA or the content. So in this case, we're saying, hey, I'm not going to give you content for this file. I'm just going to give you the hash of it. And because you already have that, just use that file. Right? I don't know if that makes a ton of sense, but I'm going to assume it makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so I actually do want to test this. Oops. Let's go ahead and add to tree string then. We'll say tree string equals tree string plus, and then we will, let me paste in this entry and then we'll clean it up. Okay, like that. And we will one-lineify that. Oh gosh, let's one-lineify that at the very end, shall we? So path is going to be storage.lua. We're going to just try and preserve storage.lua. I'm not going to give it I'm not going to tell it the size. I'm not going to give it URL. We're just going to give it, yeah, these things. So we're going to say, hey, we're saying, hey, I'm creating a new tree, and here are the files that I want in it. One is this test file that we're creating, and we're saying, and by the way, the contents of that test file, here's exactly what should be in there. In this case, we're not giving it contents at all. We're saying, here is the hash of it, and the assumption then is that because it already exists somewhere in this repository, albeit in the older tree, we can get away with doing that. Now we just need to add a comma at the end of that, and let's see if that works. So this should, in theory, if we run this now, it should wipe out everything except that one file, which it should preserve. And so in theory, then what we would do if we were deleting everything is we would manually make a copy of the old tree, just removing that one item. If that, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And yeah, just not use a base tree in that case. So a base tree we would use to append or modify files or add new files. Would have to create a new tree if we were removing stuff. Let's give it a shot. There we go. It says it is done. Or, well, I mean, it says there's a response. And storage.lua still exists with all of the contents, despite the fact that we did not have to send them up. So that is awesomely good news. Okay. Look at this code. Look at it. Look at it. Is that not the most beautiful thing that you ever did see? This has taken us a long amount of time. I am not going to be doing a lot of the cleanup and stuff in a video because, man, we just need to do some we need to do some other stuff here in Minecraft Agoraphobia. But thank you so much for watching and for all of your suggestions. It's been really gratifying seeing your response, particularly to this project. I was worried, I don't know what people are going to think about this one. But yeah, in my copious spare time, I will go ahead and set this up. Obviously, we're not even we're adding a manual string right now. We will. Although, to be honest, it's not that difficult for us to imagine how we would do that. If we look at changes, we constructed path and content. So all we would have to do is in this whole add stuff for each entry is to say, yeah, so we would basically construct a string like this, except without this whole date nonsense and blah, 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 blah. So we would just put in yeah, we would concatenate in the path that we get from, so it would say entry.path, and we would hard code in this mode, and that it's a blob, and then we would add in the content concatenated in as well. Okay, so yeah, I hope that this has been entertaining. We will jump into something completely different. I don't even know what it is yet, so it'll be a surprise to all of us. But of course, I've got my work cut out for me in terms of cleaning this up and making it a little more organized. Maybe we'll walk through it a little bit at the beginning of the next episode. But that is going to do it for me, and I will see you in the comments and in future videos. Cheers.